I think we got a problem, got a problem.
Let's go. Get up. Stack club, baby. You hear that? You can't sit down to that. Okay.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy, Sheik Luch, LOXD Block, Silverback. Hey, yo, right now I need to shout out the ISUPK classes.
I want to give a huge, big, humongous shout out to all the UPK schools.
You can't sit down to that.
Shout out to Black Watch, hosted by General Johanna. Bird, I need y'all to check out Cross the Line Radio as well, man. They've been open all week from 7 to 9. They ain't shut down because of the corona, the COVID, and all that. They rockin' strong, you know what I mean?
Think we got a problem, but really it ain't though. It's one of me and these bitches, I count about 3, 4. Think we got a problem, but homie just all talk. He ain't gon' pop a balloon with a pitchfork. Nah, think we got a problem in the club with this dog. Rude boys, dogs, ladies, everybody.
Yeah. What's going on, man? What's going down, man? This ISUPK, the Tuesday night Brotherhood and Sisterhood class. We are located here in Delaware. We holding it down. So if anybody got any questions, y'all can go ahead and get the questions in now. Could you do me a favor and put the go into the and put up the go into the, not the banners, but yeah. Well, you can go in there and then put the school joint on the bottom, but keep going down a little bit more, down some, and go up a little bit. Right there. Wait a minute. Is that videos? Go up some more. The overlays. Go to the overlays. Up a little bit more. Keep going. The last one. Right there. Not that one, the other one. Yeah. Yeah. And then go to banners. And then it's the last one, the last banner. All the way down at the bottom. Yeah, that one right there. All right. So tonight is the Brotherhood and Sisterhood class. So if any brother or sister got a question, go ahead and type it in. Of course, you know, we're going to be going into, actually, I want to go into a few things. I wanted to go into what paternalism was. I wanted to go into Brotherhood and Sisterhood. I also want to share with y'all some of the books that I've been reading. But this book, one in particular, I started reading. I'm almost through it now. This is called Slave Breeding, Sex, Violence, and Memory of African American History by Gregory Smithers. Right here. It's called Slave Breeding. And it's got like a sister on the front with 2 kids. That's actually a good book. I couldn't really put that one down. And then I got another one. This started off pretty good. I haven't really got a chance to really get into it, but it's really got a lot of like good pictures and stuff in there. And it's called Watermelons, Nooses, and Straight Razors: The Stories of the Jim Crow Museum by David Pilgrim. I got one of David Pilgrim's other books right there. If you could hand me that Matazza part real quick. Up right there on the top of the books. Yeah. This is the other one I had that the brother so graciously brought back. It's called Understanding Jim Crow, Using Racist Memorabilia to Teach Tolerance and Promote Social Justice by David Pilgrim too as well. You know what I mean? So you could definitely check out that book. Those are 2 good books. But the one that I wanted to bring out tonight was this book right here. It's by Stephen Kentrovitz. It's called Ben Tillman. And anybody know who Ben Tillman is? Nobody knows who Ben Tillman is? All right, Ben Tillman was a senator he was a senator. This going to tie into the brotherhood and sisterhood and everything, right? But Bill, if you want to know, this book was refreshing. I'm gonna tell you why it was refreshing. It was refreshing because in this book you have the oppressor talking candidly, like how they would normally talk. You know what I'm saying? Because like today they pretty much talk to us like in codes and synonyms and all that other kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They don't really talk straight. So it's refreshing that you got somebody you could read a book where it's going to really tell you how they really feel, what they think it is, and that's why it's a good book. Also, man, it really, if you want to really get a good understanding of red supremacy, if you want to get a good idea, understanding of red supremacy, this is the book for you to read right here. It's called The Reconstruction of White Supremacy, and in this book, it talks about the career of Ben Tillman. Now, Ben Tillman, he lived in a time where the time of Reconstruction, right before he grew up in that time of Reconstruction. So during this time, he saw Black people get free. You know what I'm saying? Like he grew up on a plantation. He was a rich man. You know what I mean? His family was rich. And he comes from a very wealthy family. They had thousands of acres of land. They had hundreds of slaves. You know what I mean? And one of the things that and if you look at this book right here is like pretty much the person who remember that book. I mean that movie called what's that movie called? Matala Pa. They remade it about Nat Turner. It was The Birth of a Nation. Yeah, the old Birth of a Nation, the first one. This was inspired by this guy here. A lot of governors and stuff like that came later, they all take from Ben Tillman. You know what I mean? The Ku Klux Klan. You know what I mean? They saw, because back then the thing with Ben Tillman was he grew up in a time where he grew up on a plantation where he's seen the role that slaves played. He's seen the role that they played. He's seen the role that the masters played. Right. So as he's growing up, he sees Black people get free through the Reconstruction era. So he sees power given back to Black people. And he starts to notice, he starts to see, just like a lot of other, white people at that time, they started to see their world slipping away from them. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go from the perspective of how they felt. You know what I mean? Because they felt that they was losing everything. So you had people like Ben Tillman, George Wallace. You know what I mean? You ever heard of George Wallace? People like him, George Wallace. You even got up to what's his name, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, took a lot of pages out of this book too, because what he understood was this. Ben Tillman was like I said, he was a rich man, but he had the ability to make the common man think that he was with them. You know what I'm saying? And that's a very, very good skill that you have to have. And they use that same skill up until today, right? Because if you are, a rich person that can identify with the poor man, right, that's something that everybody can't do. You know what I'm saying? And politicians, they take that, they use those, they pretty much use those tactics today. Just like, Donald Trump is a billionaire, but he can identify with poor white people. You know what I mean? And Ben Tillman did the same thing, where he would align himself with the working class farmers of that day, right? And and he started to get people that would attract, he would attract people. He would, he would start off he had small groups of people that would come. And then it started to grow into thousands of people. And then, he even had Woodrow Wilson, the president even gave him his praise. You know what I mean? Even at that time, Roosevelt, you know what I mean? So this dude, Ben Tillman was a very, Could you put it into the stream right there? There's a picture of Ben Tillman right there. And, feel free to chime in. Y'all, feel free to chime in whenever y'all want. All right, yeah, that's Ben Tillman right there. All right. So And it just give you an idea. Now, this cat, I mean, his family, man, was like, you know, crazy because, you know, he had a brother who killed somebody, right? He had a brother who killed somebody because of he was betting in like a bar, and he had a brother, and somebody disrespected his brother, and his brother killed him. And he went to trial and got off. Like, he went to trial and got off, and then ended up killing somebody like months after that too. And the reason why he got off was because the jury sympathized with him, because they was like, well, if I would have got disrespected, I would have did the same thing, you know. And so, you know, and then he also had, you know, uncles and cousins and stuff like that who died in the war, and, you know, and pretty much that's Ben Tillman. But what I wanted to go through was, I wanted to first talk about like what paternalism was, because that was a big thing back in the 1800s and the 1700s. Paternalism, and paternalism was more so like an ideology that a lot of people led by, you know what I'm saying? A lot of slave masters, they led off of that principle of paternalism. And we see today that is those same sentiments are being, you know, echoed today from, you know, the 17 and 1800s. All right. Go ahead. Let's get the definition of paternalism. Anybody in the chat? You can slide over if you want. You good? Okay. All right.
Paternalism.
Hold on, I got you right now. Go ahead.
Definitions from Oxford Languages. It says, it's a noun, the policy or practice on the part of people in positions of authority of restricting the freedom and responsibilities of those subordinate to them in the subordinate's supposed best interests.
Read it one more time for me, if you may, if you could.
The policy or practice on the part of people in positions of authority.
Right, positions of authority. So that's a practice that they use, right? The people that's in authority, right? Go ahead.
Of restricting the freedom and responsibilities of those subordinate to them in the subordinate's supposed best interest.
Right. So all throughout, you know, throughout history, we've always had that kind of relationship with the oppressor. We've always had a relationship of paternalism. Right. And that relationship that we've always had, it made them feel better about being who they were throughout history. It made them better about beating you and whipping you. You know what I'm saying? It made them feel better about disciplining you, disciplining your rib, disciplining your kids. Right. Because at that time, we didn't have no, you know, brotherhood was out the window, because we was subjected to being on a plantation. You understand what I'm saying? And where you couldn't really, your kids were your kids, but they really wasn't your kids, because the master was all of y'all father. You know what I'm saying? So it was even instances where, you know, they would, you know, the master of the plantation, he would beat your daughter, whip your daughter, and ask you and tell you to hold her down. So she, you know, so she wouldn't move. Go ahead.
The Wikipedia have a different definition. You want me to read that one also?
Let's go ahead, get it.
This is Wikipedia. Paternalism is action that limits a person's or group's liberty or autonomy and is intended to promote their own good.
That's right. So they always, it's more so like they won't let us flourish and be the way that we want to be, because they don't feel that it would be in our best interest to really let us go free. Right. And that's really with today, you know, what we go through today. It's like, you know, and Ben Tillman always had this idea of that Black people were inferior, right? And actually that was, what's that word called when you, what's that word when you two things,
oxymoron?
No, not an oxymoron. You know, like when you, what's that called? Man, you know, they try to say like two scriptures.
Something twofold?
No, not twofold, but like say two scriptures. Don't
like an entendre?
No, man. Damn, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. What's that word? Man, I gotta remember it. The word where, say you have one scripture, right, and then another scripture, and then it's like kind of it don't go together. It's
opposites.
It goes with a C. It starts with a C. Contradiction. Yeah, that's a contradiction to say that Black people were inferior when all you're trying to do is hold them back. right? Because if black people are inferior, right, and you believe that, and if they believe that black people are really inferior, then why hold us back? Because if you hold us back, right? I mean, if you don't hold us back and we're truly inferior like we're supposed to be, then eventually we would just fall back into a, inferior position. But they understand that we're not inferior, you understand? And this is why they spend their whole careers, they spend their whole lives trying to keep Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians down, right? Because they know that if they let you get too far, it's going to not be good for them, right? And this is why racism. This is why those things exist, because it has to exist. All right. So let me get a scripture. All right. Let me get Galatians 4:8.
I got it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, you good. I got it.
Uh-huh.
Galatians 4:8.
Yeah, Galatians 4. Yeah, I think that's the one I want. Yep. Galatians 4:8. Anybody got any questions in there too? Who's in there? Who's in the chat?
Takaria Richardson.
All right.
Tasha Young, big man.
All right.
Gia.
All right, Gia, what's going on? All right, y'all. All right. So we're gonna break it down some more. All right.
Galatians chapter 4. And verse 8. Howbeit then, when ye knew not God, ye did service unto them which by nature are no gods. But now after that ye have known God, or rather are known of God, how turn ye again to the weak and beggarly elements?
Right. So this is okay. So now that you know the Lord, right? Now that you have an understanding of the Lord, why would you want to go back and be a slave? This is, but we get knowledge, but we just choose to stay in the position that we've always been in because it seems like it's a better position. It seems like it's too big of an idea to not be in the position that we're in. So it's like when we go out on the street and we go out and we preach to the captives, right? We're preaching to them good tidings, right? We preaching to them the gospel, right? But at the same time, in their mind, they can't fathom the idea of not being under the oppressor. They can't fathom the idea of not being in the ghetto. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the part that they don't understand. And this is the part that they have to understand, and it's necessary and vital for us to be able to get free and be able to, not be in the same situation that we've always been in. Like we have to we have to get from underneath of the oppressor, because the oppressor is violent. You know what I mean? The most violent people on the earth. Like that's like they try, like just like Ben Tillman. Right. And just like Ben Tillman's of the earth, and just like the George Wallace's of the earth, and just like the Donald Trumps, you know what I'm saying? Like they try to make themselves look like they're not, that they're like good people. You know what I mean? But at the same time, underneath all of that, is nothing but savage. You know what I'm saying? But they'll try to, portray that on us. They'll try to project that on us to make us feel like we're the savages, but we're not. Right? Read it one more time.
If I could, I'm gonna make a point up. But now, Galatians chapter 4 and verse 9. But now, after that, ye have known God, or rather are known of God. How turn ye again to the weak and beggarly elements? Whereunto ye desire again to be in bondage.
Right. Oh, say that one more time.
Where again, Salakia. Whereunto ye desire again to be in bondage.
Right. And this is like what we want. Right? We want to be in bondage. We want to be in slavery. You know what I'm saying? It's like we desire it because it's easier to just have that paternalist ideology in our brain. You know what I'm saying? Like we look at the oppressor as like he's the father. And now I got a like a very good understanding of it, because I remember when General Muhammad brought it out, like, and this was like years ago when he talked about the paternalistic relationship that we have with the oppressor. And at that time, I didn't really understand it fully like I do now. And I really understand it now because, of course, you know, we study in here, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, and as I read books, I'm starting to see it more. And I'm like, okay, I see what it is. It's like mental. You know what I mean? It's not in our DNA. Right. You know, like a lot of times people will say, man, it's just in our DNA. It's not in your DNA. It's not. It's a learned behavior. Right. Over time, we've learned it because we've been under the oppressor so long. And the leadership that's over top of us, they don't teach us the best thing to do for us. You know what I mean? It's like, I brought it out in the class Matala Power was teaching. It's like, you know, we can talk racial harmony all day. That's what's accepted in America. Like racial harmony with everybody is like, okay, we all get along, everybody, even like the cats, you ever see like those, you know, you ever see those documentaries where, you know, it might be like a failed movement from back in the day, and they actually talk as if they got victory. You know what I'm saying? Like they talk like it was like they achieved some sort of victory, and it's like you didn't achieve anything. You know, like they talk like even when they talk about the Black Panthers, which was, you know, in you know, just at the core of it, it was, you know, something that was good. You know what I mean? Because, you know, feeding the kids, you know, having a breakfast program, having, you know, people patrol their neighborhoods and different things like that. But the element was that we rode on a different element. We rode on the wrong element, and the element that we rode on was drugs. And you know, it wasn't nothing wrong with all power to the people. Right. That wasn't nothing wrong with that. But you know what the problem was? All power to all the people. That's it. That's where we went wrong at. All power to all the people. It's no different than saying all lives matter. Right. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Right. Yeah. Con. So, but, and then also with this scripture right here, right? This is a heavy scripture. This scripture should speak to all the brothers. Cause you can't see.
Yeah, you got.
This scripture should speak to all the brothers in this class, of course, all the sisters that's in this class, right? Because this scripture is speaking about the strength that you need to have not to go back into the world to live that beggarly lifestyle. Right. You see what I'm saying? It says, but now after that, ye have known God, right? Or rather are known of God. Like y'all brothers and sisters, like before you come into the truth, you don't know God. God don't know you. Right. But once you become Mataziala, once you become Itara, once you become Tazaiwan, once I became Matazapa, then now the Lord knows who I am. Right. It says, but are known of God. You see what I'm saying? Right. How turn you get once you know the Most High, once you come into this school, right? How can you turn back to that lifestyle that you came out of? Mm-hmm. That we spent so much time trying to, you know, fight to suppress it. Right. Or, you know, to get all those types of thoughts out your head, to fight against your old ways, right? Fight against the old man, and then you turn and desire to go back into bondage. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yep. I know exactly what you're saying. So this scripture right here should speak to, you know, all the brothers and sisters that's in the class. You feel me?
Right, because remember the idea of black people, Hispanics being free, it scares the hell out of white people. You know what I'm saying? It scares the hell out of them. And so what do we do to not scare them? We stay where we are. You know what I mean? Our leadership stays where they are. They don't fight the issues that we should fight. You know what I'm saying? They don't stand up and have enough, you know, enough mental fortitude to want to change things, right? They just choose to be coward, right? And a cowardice, you know, lifestyle is not even worth living, right? But the problem is like, okay, if you want to sell out, that's fine, right? But the problem is you're a leader. You see what I'm saying? And when you're a leader, that you know, by default, the people that follow you are going to do the same thing, because they're going to automatically think that what you're doing is in their best interest. Right? Because a lot of times people will make the argument too that they did the civil rights movement because they felt that that they had to stop getting killed by white people, and they had to figure out a way to where they could appease the oppressor. You know, they had to figure out a way to, you know, not to be safe. Right? You'll get that argument too, but at the same time, did we stop getting killed? Did diversity make us any better off than what we were? Did being integrated make us better off than what we were? You know, did you know, Did us showing that we were good Americans and getting into the political system, did that change anything for us? No, it didn't. You know, and this is what we definitely have to understand. You know, we have to understand that we have to change ourselves, because so many of us, you know, it's like, okay, even the woke cats, the cats that are woke all year, you know, woke hashtag, right? Hashtag woke, hashtag, you know, eyes open, right? What happens when the holidays come up? When the holidays come up, they go right back to being a slave, right back to, you know, doing what you've always done. Why? Because you don't want to learn anything new. You want to act like you want to learn something new, but you gotta remember there's Ben Tillmans in the world.
Right.
Ben Tillman ain't. I'm gonna reveal some of this stuff. I'm gonna read some of the stuff that he said about black people. He used to always, and this is what we have to understand. Like brothers and sisters, right? The brotherhood has to be unmatched. Like our brotherhood and our sisterhood has to be unmatched than any other nation. The reason why is because if our brotherhood doesn't match the oppressor's brotherhood, then we can forget about it.
And our brotherhood has to exceed his.
Right. It's not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Because like even like, okay, you got liberals, right? You got liberals and you have conservatives, right? Now the difference between the two is really no difference. You know what I'm saying? It's just one wants to give you the illusion, right, of equality, and then, you know, cats like Ben Tillman, he didn't want to give you the illusion of no equality. He just was like, it ain't no equality, right? And this is the way we gotta start to train our mind and understand that the things that we've been trying, and I mean, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna change cats like Ben Tillman's mind. We're gonna change his mind. We're gonna change the followers of him, their mind, right? And it's this other book that I'm reading. It's called Woke Racism. It's called Woke Racism, and this is a hard book to get through, Metallipa. This is, you know, because you're listening to the oppressor's side, right? The oppressor's side is, you're gonna cringe when you listen to it. Because, you know, you're always going to want to be like, oh, why do you say that? You know what I mean? What do you mean by that? But it's healthy for you to hear these things. You know, they say, well, what's the point? What's the point of, like, we give you everything that you asked for, right? We give you, we took the statues down. We gave you Juneteenth. You know, even Netflix puts out Black Lives Matter movies.
Yeah, right.
Netflix gave $150 million to the HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? When we want to move in your neighborhood, you call it gentrification. When you move in our neighborhoods and we move out, you call it white flight. You see what I'm saying? Like this book pushes the argument that there is no way that they can fix it, right? There is no way that they feel that we can verbalize what we actually want. And the reason that we can't verbalize what we actually want is because there is nothing that they could do for us. You know, there is nothing that they could do, nothing that they could ever give us that could pay back 400 years, 500 years, not even 500 years, 2,000 years of slavery.
Right. Hillary Clinton, that was proven when, y'all remember the video where the Black Lives Matter went up to Hillary Clinton, and it was like this gay dude speaking for him. Mm-hmm. And he went up to Hillary Clinton and she was like, what? She was like, what do you want? Like, what do y'all want? She was like, right now, tell me what you want. And he couldn't articulate what he wanted. So she was like, or else we'll be revisiting this conversation 10 years from now. Mm-hmm. And so they understand that nothing's going to change. We the ones that cannot grasp the concept that nothing's going to change. All right, so let me just read y'all a quick quote, right? And then we got a question in the chat too.
Okay, I'm gonna read y'all a quick quote from Ben Tillman, right? So he had went out to California, right? He went out to California to go speak at a university, right? And he spoke to some people out there. Now, it was some people who would give him some pushback, of course, because at the same time, the things that he pretty much spewed, the rhetoric that he spewed out, it wasn't necessarily always the popular thing. you know, because this is after Reconstruction, right? So you did have abolitionists out there. You did have people that, you know, they was more covert, right? They was more covert. I mean, because that's the difference between, you know, the liberals and the conservatives. The one is just overt and the other is just covert. It's just one doesn't want to really tell you really. They don't really want to really put racism out there. They want to just kind of keep it on the low, just, you know, so that, you know, they can pretty much play both sides. And then you have the conservatives who really just, you know, just overt with it. And they really not really trying to play no side. They just, you know, the alt-right, you know? So this is what he said, right? He said, it says, to an audience who suggested that black laborers were not a serious threat because the Negro works for American wages. And Tillman responded, Charlie, that is, he said, curtly that, responded curtly that it is not a question of wages. God bless you and damn you, sir. America was for white Americans, not for Negroes, nor for Mongolians. If Californians really wanted to set their racial house in order, they should eject black students from their schools. Like he always before he answered the question, he said, you know, first of all, damn you. You know what I'm saying? And now I want to answer your question. And this is, you know, these are some of the things that he's always said. He's always, you know, pushed off black people as being, you know, savages. He even like would push this narrative that black women were so over sexualized that it was no way that you could rape them because they just wanted sex all the time anyway. All right. I'm trying to figure out what chapter he's talking about.
It's the first chapter.
What question is that?
Yeah, it's the first chapter.
What's the question?
He want to break down on 1 Peter chapter 1, 24 and 25.
1, 24 and 25?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see.
Where like the flesh is like grass.
Hold on, let me see. What, 1 Peter what? Say that one more time.
1 Peter 1 and 24 and 25.
1 Peter 1, 24, 25. Oh, my bad. I'm too far.
It gotta be. He said, come on. Because the flesh is like grass.
Yeah.
Grass is, you know.
But the word of the Lord. Okay, so, all right. So it says, could you read it, Mataziala? Can you unmute him?
Book of 1 Peter. Book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 24. For all flesh is as grass, and all the glory of man as the flower of grass.
So what it's doing is making a comparison,
right,
from your body or flesh to grass.
Okay.
And all the glory of a man as like the flower that comes up out of that grass, right? So just take a person and take the glory of a person, like all the greatness you've done in your life, how all the great things you did. Mataziala, you caught a football with one hand, doing a backflip or something like that, and scored 20 touchdowns in the game. You know what I mean? The glory that you have is like that flower that comes out the grass. So your body is like the grass. The glory of the man is like the flower that comes out the grass.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The grass withereth, and the flower thereof falleth away.
So what is that saying? The same as a body, right? Your body dies, and all the glory that you had withers away. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 25. But the word of the Lord endureth forever.
But the word of the Lord endure forever.
Right. So, go ahead. I'm sorry. Right. No. I was going to just say, you know, to your point, is just like, you know, that is like, that's never going to die.
Right.
That's always going to, you know, that's always going to stay here. You know, you're going to die 100 times and the word of the Lord will always be here.
And be the truth.
Yep. And that's the truth. Go ahead.
And this is the word which by the gospel is preached unto you.
Right. And this is the reason why this is the truth that we get now. You know, we got the truth when the ISUPK started back in 52 years ago. 52 years ago. And we're the Lord's word has been enduring for this 52 longer than this 52 years, but I'm just saying as long as we've been seeing it. And then when we, you know, pass away, the word is still going to be here. And when the Lord have enough mercy to bring you back, you know what I mean? Then the word will still be here, no matter what. That was good. All right, so hopefully the brother's good. Is the brother good?
Shall I get Troop? You good, or you need any more?
Can you take the overlay off? All right, so that was good. It was it.
He ain't say nothing yet.
Oh, okay, no sweat. That was what one was that?
Kazamar.
Okay, Kazamar. Okay. Could you go to what was that one scripture we just read?
Galatians
4:8 and 9. Just read it one more time so we can get back on track. All right.
Oh God.
Hold on, unmute Tazman.
Book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 8. Howbeit, then when ye knew not God, ye did service unto them which by nature are no gods.
Right, because that's what we give our service to. Like we give our service to the God of Thanksgiving. We give our, you know, which is that turkey. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the God on that day. That God we give away. You know what I mean? That's how you know you're looked at as if you're doing something good for the community, right? You give out turkeys. Even Young Dolph. When he was killed getting cookies, he was getting those cookies and he was on his way over to go pass out turkeys. That's what he was on his way to go do. Right. And like, you know, like the general said, man, it's like, you know, if we can't give away one meal. We can't just give up one meal, you know, like just chill. All you got to do is watch some TV before you know it, the day will be over with and you can go back you can eat all the turkey you want. Right. But my point is to say is like, we don't have any, like Christianity doesn't have any, you know, restraints on you. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't stop you from doing anything. It's very, very gluttonous. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can have anything you want. Anything you want, you can have it, and there's nothing that won't be given to you. What they say, asking you shall receive. Right? But go ahead though.
Verse 9. But now, after that ye have known God, or rather are known of God, how turn ye again to the weak and beggarly elements?
That's right.
Whereunto ye desire again to be in bondage?
Right. And that's what the Lord is trying to tell you. Like he's trying to say with damn, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what we choose, right? Like a cat that's in here, a sister that's in here, she's choosing to go back into bondage. That leave, you know, the sister that leave, the brother that leave.
Right.
You know, the brother that, you know, can't seem to get himself right. The brother that's sitting home for watching the ISUPK on the damn TV for 6-8 years. You know the truth. You watching it, but you're not moved enough to get in the game. You know, you're not moved enough to get off the couch, you know, and put your boots on. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of cats, you know, you see them come and go. The thing is, you can't put down your sword. You can't leave, you know? Like the Lord got to know that you solid in the truth. Right. You know, you got to be solid. You got to be that brother that's not the seeds. You got to be the sister that's not the seeds that get cast to the wayside. You know what I'm talking about? The parable of the sower? Like some of those seeds, some of those seeds, we know what it means when they say go to the wayside, right? Right? Like, you know, like when that sower throwing those seeds, they're going on both sides. He's going like this. Right? But then there's some of them seeds that's going to go and pop out on the road. You know what I mean? There's some that's going to go over there in the thorns. Some that's going to, you know, not go where the good ground is. Oh, God. And you got to make sure that you're not that type of brother or that type of sister. Like if brother put out something that's like heavy, right? And this could go both ways. It's like, you know, brotherhood and sisterhood has to not just be, you only mess with the sister that you like. You know what I'm saying? Like it can't exist like that.
Right.
You know, and it's just also with the brothers too as well. Like you just can't just try to talk to brothers that you cool with, and that's it. Like, you know, I talk to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like we go to I actually make that my mission. You know what I'm saying? My mission for the night, whenever I go to these different cities, we hit the club or whatever, my mission is to go hang out with different brothers, to go hang out with the brothers from Cali, the brothers from Texas, the brothers from Chicago, the brothers from Florida. Like even when we went to the New York barbecue, I was chilling with Florida the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get around. You're supposed to get to know brothers, get to know sisters, because that's what brotherhood is about. It's not about just a few niggas that you mess with and that's it, because that's what they doing in the world. In the world, what they say, it's only about me. And this is why like our money is not effective. You know, like billionaires and millionaires in our nation. It's not effective. It's really only just effective to the people that you're around. But it's not really, it doesn't really have anything to do with building any type of infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? Or any type of foundation that we can build ourselves off as a nation to get power. All it is just black people with money are just automatically just consumers that just legitimize America. You see what I'm saying? Like, and so so from our standpoint, for people that, you know, don't have the money like Oprah has, or don't have the money like Jay-Z has, or any of the people that we see, right? They just legitimize like just being consumers. So they just like, oh, well, they buying Tom Ford. They buying Balenciaga. They buying, you know what I'm saying? Like these high name things. And so what do? We aspire to get rich to do those same things. We don't aspire to get rich to say, okay, we're going to get some infrastructure. We're going to get these, you know, these Arab stores, these poppy stores that's in our neighborhoods. You know, we're not going to go get those. A brother that get 20,000. Look, and I'm going to tell you something. I saw something good. The brother that's up the street, you know what I'm talking about, where that was the Arab store. It's a black brother in there now. There's a brother in there now. That boy from the Puerto Rico? Yeah. No, from the Arabs. No. The brother, because on that corner, no, they were Indians. Now it's a brother in there now. And they were closed for a long time, and now it's open again. You know what I'm saying? And I went in there, and I looked at him, I was like, oh, it was a brother, you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay. And I see, like, I could tell, like, he ain't tell me everything, but I could tell it was under black, you know, ownership now, because, you know, the shelves wasn't as packed. You know what I'm saying? It looked like he, you know, maybe trying to get it up a little bit. And when I went up there to pay for my chips and stuff that I got, I was digging in my pocket, and he was like, "Nah, don't worry about it, man. If you ain't got it, just bring it back." And I'm like, all right, yeah. You know, maybe next time when I go in there, I'll be able to, you know, chop it up with him or whatever. But I've been noticing that he keeps the door open too. You know, he been keeping the door open, so I guess so people around can see, you know what I'm saying? But that's good, you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta like support those brothers, man. Go in there, like, and like even if he told me, I could have said, all right, no sweat, I'll bring it back. But I made sure that I went in my pocket to give him the bread. You know what I'm saying? Even if I gotta get change. You know, you give the brother all his money. You know, don't go in there and be like, yeah, let me get these 2 bags chips for $2. Now, would you ask anybody else to get them for $2? Right. You know what I mean? Go ahead and pay the $189 per bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead and take the hit. It's not even a hit. I mean, everybody should.
You got to pay for what you want.
Yeah, come on. It's not even a hit.
It's not a hit.
But this is brotherhood, man. This is the brotherhood that the oppressor had. The oppressor has brotherhood. You know what I mean? And the rhetoric that he spews out is just like, you know, I don't see how in 2021 going into 2022 we can't see it. And a lot of us do see it, but they just don't want to actually change anything or do anything. It gets real quiet on Facebook, don't it? Real quiet around the holidays, don't it? Where's all these niggas talking about they woke all damn day? You don't see it. when that Christmas tree come around, that's a wrap. And you're going out there cutting it down too, out the forest too. All right. Let me drop that. Let me go to Isaiah 34 and Isaiah 34. Yo, in that book I was reading, woke racism. The author said, he said that the woke movement, like the woke movement, he said that the woke movement is an extremist version of anti-racism. And I was like, what? Like anything that got like anything that black people do is like, that's like.
They said anti what?
He said that the woke movement is an extremist version of being anti-racist. Mm. Like as if they're the terrorists, as if like, even with like, the Hebrew Israelites, it was like, they said that is like black identity extremists. It's like they always have to try to make it look like, we're the animals and, and they're not, but really they are. And everybody should see that and see them for who they are. Right? Go ahead. Oh, Slocky. Let me get there with you real quick. So let me get Isaiah 34 and let me see. Isaiah 34 and let me see. Hold on 1 second. I might be bugging. 1 second. Hold on. It is 32-4. My bad, Slocky. I had it all jacked up, but yeah, 32-4. I say it 32-4. Matter of fact. All right, let me get 32-2.
Con.
Oh, matter of fact, you start at 1. That's fine.
Con. The book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment.
Right. Go ahead.
And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest.
Right, meaning that, when there's brothers and sisters, right, that's going to be covered. You know what I'm saying? Like as if, something that can cover you from the wind. That's how the Lord is going to cover you. That's how the Lord is going to protect you. Like you got to put everything that you have, your whole spirit into the Most High, and understanding that is your refuge. That's going to be the hiding space that you can go to. That's going to hide you from the wind. Right? Read on.
Con. As rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land.
Right, because, like that water, water in a dry place is everything. Like look at Africa. What happens when they're out in that desert, right? Those lions and the zebras and the wildebeest and all of those different animals, and it's just a little bit of water. Guess what? They all get where they gotta go. They all go to that same water hole. And look, the animals know it's dangerous as hell to go to this water hole.
Right.
But they understand like that's where life is.
Right.
And they'll go and they'll be like drinking the water, like looking. You know what I'm saying? Just gazelles go over there, they drinking the water, but if they hear a twig snap, they gone. Right? It's because that's where life is. It's just like that's how the Lord is. He's like that water in that dry place, right? That's where you're gonna have to go if you want to live. Right? Go ahead.
Con. Verse 3. And the eyes of them that see shall not be dim.
Right, because this is the thing, right? Us brothers and sisters that's in the truth, man, your eyes are not dim. Your eyes are very, very open. Right, but the brother that's not in here, his eyes are dim. He can't really see. The sisters that's not in here, their eyes are dim. They can't really see either. You know, like their whole thing is like, well, you know, I guess I gotta go vote. I gotta go vote because I have to do my part as an American. Their eyes are dim.
Right.
Those brothers who, you know, go out here and you ready to kill another brother, your eyes are dim. It's just this author, man, his name was Amos Williams. And he talked about, you know, how, you know, the brutality that, you know, that we put out on each other, you know, like that, you know, he got a book out called Black on Black Crime. And it talks about like how how we destroy each other. And it's not because he's saying that we don't destroy each other just because, you know, we just don't like each other, but we destroy each other because of what we learned under the oppressor. And now the oppressor was able to weaponize us against each other. So now you just straight just do the bidding for, you ever heard that? Like we just straight up just do the bidding for the KKK. Right. They don't gotta come in your hood no more. Philly had what? 50, man, when Captain Ariad told me that, he said Philly had what, 1,500 murders? Like that's crazy. For 2020, I think it was 2020 or 2021. Hold on 1 second. Let me look that up. I want to look that up. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yeah, 2020, right?
Something as of today for
21. In Philadelphia, 20. Let's go. Let me try 2020.
Salaki.
Go ahead. You got it.
Salaki, if I'm no, sir, I got another point I was going to make. If I may, the lesson that I believe is Officer Matazapa did on Planned Parenthood and Margaret Sanger. She was like, they was like, just got to get this to the black pastors and let them teach the people and let them do the job for us. You know what I mean? They can fall back and just watch us destroy ourselves through the black pastors.
Right, exactly. Okay, Philadelphia homicides in 2020 neared 500 with 22 people shot. 2,200 people shot. And for the year, for 2020, it was almost 500. 500, that's like way more than what lynching was doing. You see what I'm saying? Like lynching, of course, it was a horrible thing, but we wasn't killing each other at the rate like, you know, we was being lynched like we doing now. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord said, man, you know, like our eye is evil towards our brothers, evil towards our sisters. Why? Because we've learned from the oppressor how to be a savage, how to be a goddamn monster to our people. And this is the thing that we have to unlearn, you know, because like, you know, automatically, right? We automatically count the oppressor out. I seen, oh man, Matazapa, I seen this video, right? And it was a white man, and he was in the hood. He was in the hood, and he was talking to a bunch of black people, and he was like, oh man, I'm not sure if I'm safe around here. And she was like, no, you're safe. Everybody else, I don't know. And I'm like, damn, it was just black people there. And she made sure the white man knew, like, no, you safe. But everybody else, I don't, you know, you ain't got to worry about that. But, you know, so a white man in the neighborhood of my people is more safer than I am. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So, Salaki, you could go ahead and read the verse. Salaki, start getting off.
Verse 3.
Bring it from the top.
And the eyes of them that see shall not be dim, and the ears of them that hear shall hearken. Verse 4. The heart also of the rash.
Of the what?
Of the rash.
The heart of the rash, man. Like the niggas that's all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like those niggas is just the same niggas that we are. The same women is the same women. The same women in here was those women that's out there, the rash, the people that's, you know, the irrational people, the people that's just doing whatever the hell they want to do, the people that's just all over the place making bad decisions. But those people they're going to change, and that heart of the rash is going to what?
The heart also of the rash shall understand knowledge, And the tongue of the stammerers shall be ready to speak plainly.
Right. You know, you're going to be able to, that's what the Lord is going to give you. You're going to be able to speak straight up. You're going to be able to, like so many brothers that come in here and look, when I first started in the school, I used to always be like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I used to be at camp like that. My whole speaking would just say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I used to be like, damn. You understand? You understand? If you don't, some brothers are trying to switch it up from, you know what I'm saying, to, you understand? Right. You understand? You understand? Like, and through over time, man, like I started to learn. I started to get my vocabulary better. I started being able to learn how to talk, being able to read and, do different things. I mean, look at us, man. Like if you go to a college, we go to class every single night in here. You know what I'm saying? And as, the time go by, you're going to get better in how you speak. You're going to get better in how you deal with things, right? That's going to be the thing that's going to make you better by coming in here. All right.
Still the same scripture?
Yeah, still the same scripture.
Isaiah chapter 32. Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 4. Mm-hmm. The heart also of the rash shall understand knowledge. Mm-hmm. And the tongue of the stammerers shall be ready to speak plainly.
Mm-hmm. Right. Go ahead.
The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
Right. Because, the oppressor, he loves to be called liberal. The vile person shall no more be called liberal. And that's what what's another word for liberal? A Democrat. Right. And they try to make it look like, they just love niggas so much. They just so cool and all this other kind of nonsense that they are able to just get over on us every single 4 years. Right. So that they can get our vote. You know what I'm saying? Like they no more, or the vile person is going to be called liberal. Like we're going to wake up and we're going to understand that they're all the same. It's all the same thing. There ain't no difference, right? We're gonna really understand that, and we definitely have to understand that, right? If we want to ever move forward, right? Our leadership got us thinking that diversity is the way to go, And the problem is that we build our foundation on other nations. That's what we build our foundation on. We build our foundation on the Arabs, who was it? The Nation of Islam. Mm-hmm. The Nation of Islam. They talk a lot of black nationalism, right? They talk a lot of that black nationalism, all that, right? But they're building the foundation on the Arabs. The civil rights movement. They try to build their house. They try to build our foundation on white people. And anybody who will love us, that's who we'll build our foundation on. Remember what Christ said, we talked about, that you can't build your house on sand. Even with Marcus Garvey still, he was talking about going back to Africa, but he still had the green for the Irish. Still had it. It's like even the Egyptologists, they're trying to build the foundation on Egypt. And the Egyptians are not black people.
Right.
How many times, even, trying to build it on Africa, trying to build it on anything but what the Lord told us to build it on is not going to work. You're going to build the house on sand. As soon as the water comes, it's going to wash the house away. Mm-hmm. And this is what we have to do. We have to start building our foundation on the Lord. That's what our foundation comes from. It doesn't come from anything else but that. We've tried that. The Black Panthers, they tried to build the foundation on all power for all the people. And you can't do it. The Lord shows us through our history. He shows us, right? Like I read the book of First Ezra today. The book of First Ezra is like, it showed like when we was in Persia. You know what I mean? Like we always, like we go, like the Lord like gives, it's like when we go against the Lord, like the Lord just be like, I'm just going to give him 80 years there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like in your mind, you're like, damn, 80 years, damn. The Lord's like, yeah. And it's like, and the Lord left him there, the Lord left him 80 and 7 years. You know what I mean? Like, damn, it took us long, like, you know what I'm saying, to figure it out. And then one, it was like the Lord had them there left them here for 7 generations. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like in the Lord's time, that's like nothing, but to our time, it's like 7 generations. That means your kids have kids, have kids, have kids, have kids, have kids, have kids. Then the Lord bring you out of there. It's like, damn. Maybe we should try something different. Maybe we should try something that's radical, right? Something that has not been tried before. Let's do it. Let's try it and let's see if that works out. You can already see that it does work, right? Where's all those cats that we seen, you know, that we loved so much in 2013, right? They love, like, we just loved Polite. We love, you know, Shaka. We love Shaka, right? Where are they at? We did a, Matala Pa, I tell you, I don't think Matala Pa was there that day.
What's up?
We did the ISUPK held security for, it was like the Nation of Islam, Dr. Umar, and a bunch of other people. And we went up there, it was myself, Captain Tazariak, it was a bunch of like New York camp. Went up there with Captain, I went up there with Captain Akkad, it was some brothers from Philly, and it was like a working job. You know, they was up there doing their thing, right? We were just holding security. You know what I'm saying? We were just making sure that their event, we securing their event. And we just, you know, making sure everybody got their bands on, and we just pretty much, you know, just getting paid, right? And they were smoking weed in the car. I'm like, they smoking weed in the front of the event. I'm like, you know, Red Pill, all them cats you see on Sinetta, they was smoking. And I told Captain Tazariak, I'm like, damn, niggas can't even just like take it away. Ain't this supposed to be like an event of positivity? And no, he was like, man, they always be smoking.
Crackhead.
I'm like, damn, you could at least be like, you know, at least front, you know what I mean? At least front like you ain't, you know, you don't smoke for the community's sake. You know, but they was right in front of the damn, like in front of where everybody come in, they was over there like smoking. I seen niggas hotboxing the whip. I'm like, damn, all right. You know, I seen all of them. Ben X, you know, the cat Ben X was there. RZA Islam was there. A bunch of cats was there. You know, and they just looked at us. Them guys came and they was looking at us like, they just looked. They just kept it moving. They didn't even come over. They didn't say nothing. They just was like, okay, these niggas is a little different. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, and the difference is that we build our foundation on us. We don't build our foundation on nobody else. We don't build our foundation on Gaddafi. You know what I'm saying? We don't build our, you know, foundation on Idi Amin. Right? We build our foundation on the Lord, on the 12 tribes of Israel, like the Lord told us to do. And then that is going to be where we're going to actually find salvation. Because otherwise, it's not going to work. You got to realize that we're at a war. If you can't realize, like, you got to understand, like, we're in a war right now. Right. And the sisters got to understand that we're in a war too. Because look at the sisters that's online, on Instagram, TikTok, all that, right? The only thing in a war, the only thing in the war that you have to offer is your sexuality. That's the most you have to offer in a war, in wartime, is you're behind. See what I'm saying? Like really think where we're at, really. You know, y'all ever see that? You see that video where it showed the white girl? She was shooting targets like pop, 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 and then on the other side there was a girl who was just like shaking, she was just twerking, and it was just like, and the white girl over there like pop, 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 pop. You know what I mean? Getting, you know, ready for war. And then on the other side, it was just like the girl was just twerking. She was just dancing, just twerking. And it's like, we don't even understand like that we're even in a war because of our lack of leadership. Right? And we have to change that, because what Ben Tillman understands is that they're at war. Ben Tillman, he saw, you know what he spent his life on? I got a video on Matata Pod I want you to share. He built his life on the fact that he was growing up in a time where he saw slaves get free, supposedly, but not really free. Because a lot of things that he suggested, like he even suggested that black people have a passport, like that, to be able to roam free. And that, and if you can't say that, you work for a white man, then you should be thrown on a chain gang. Not going back to a plantation, but going back to a chain gang. Oh man, Mataza Pa, I gotta get this in. Hold on, let me bring it up. I gotta get this in, y'all. All right. Hold on 1 second. Let me bring it up. I got to get this in. All right. Let me see. Go back to my library. I'm going to bring up my my history. All right. All right, Mataza Pa, if you could you type in on YouTube, segregationist defends continuing things as they were. It's this video right here. It's this video right here. It's a lot here. You ever notice, like, even if you don't have like good service, for some reason the commercial always get to play. Like how, like the commercial is going to use any any bit of data you got on your phone. Your which name is going to use it? Okay, so it's here we go. Segregationist. And if you could share that, please, Bob Gashaw. I think I saw something fall over here.
Oh, it's
the wax.
The wax.
Oh, okay, no sweat.
One of my
segregationist. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's it, Mataza Pa. That first one. If you could share that with the audience, I'm gonna show y'all this video real quick, right? And I want y'all to just pay attention to what it is. And then what we'll do is I'm gonna mute my mic, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna dissect it. All right. But this shows, man, like this shows like the mentality of our people at this specific time. And I believe this was. Hold on, I'm not sure when this was, but it was black and white TV, so had to be back in maybe the 50s or the 60s. I'm assuming, but it's still, you definitely can really get something from it. All right.
Oh, we're not doing the file. No.
Nah. Just share it, and then just go to share screen.
It says stop screen.
Okay, go up to the blue. No, matter of fact,
probably gotta get rid of this right here.
No, you can add another one. Just go to share screen. No, matter of fact, yeah, go to stop sharing. My bad. Yeah, go to stop sharing. All right, yeah.
And it took that away.
Yeah. Well, you can actually add a whole bunch, but it is what it is. But yeah, just don't forget to click audio so that the people can hear it. Yeah. And then once you go to that, you can mute my mic. And I just wanted to show y'all something, man. I just want to show y'all like the mind state of our people back then. And it sucks, man, because we don't have the brotherhood that Christ is telling us to have. This is what we subjected to, right? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic, all right?
Later, not having Wi-Fi when you want it. Hello to a phone plan with full speed hotspot tethering. Hello Google Fi, a phone plan that can.
If you just don't understand the connection that we have with the colored people. In other words, we work with them and they work with us. And we're not going to take him and push him off somewhere just because we could do it.
You tell these people that's what I've been telling them right here. Had we been your friends for years?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Had we worked more of them than anybody in this country?
Yes, sir. Sure have.
Right. You got hungry, we give you something to eat, don't we, Bill?
Yes, sir.
And his name is Billy Weatherly. Billy Weatherly, that's right. No relation now, but he's a Weatherly, right? All right, Bill.
Yes, sir.
Try that name, Mr. Bill. I think that name came down to that name, Mr. Bill.
Yes, sir.
Billy Weatherly.
Yes, sir.
Everybody up there a little that Weatherly. Yes, sir. How many people believe it is here in Pioneer tonight at 12 o'clock you could go ask them for help, they wouldn't help you? I am, but what? Bill, if you got in trouble, who'd you go to, the white or the black? Tell the truth now.
Not a bad question to ask Bill, because put him on the spot, because there ain't no color folk in here. You don't want him bad right by himself. But is there anybody here that wouldn't help you, Billy?
No. We have always got along fine with the niggas. We never mistreated them. And there's no complaints. And they are all happy. All right, all colored can get ahead if you're willing to pay the price. Yes, sir. The price is willing to do out a lot of things you think you got to have and work like the dickens.
How long you been working with PG?
Let me see. I don't know exactly, but it's been mighty 20 years, I mean. Good folks, ain't it, Bill? Yes.
Stayed sick a long time. They put you on a job that you could stay on, didn't they?
Yes, sir. Stamp and a cigarette. Yes. Did I treat you and your dad and your brother all when you lived with me over there? Did I treat you right? Yes, sir. I went more than halfway with you, didn't I? Sure did. Yes, sir. Yeah, I think I did, too. Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. No sweat. We just bringing it back up and we should be good to go. Until the pause, bringing it back up. You can just stop the stream. Stop, not the stream, but the. All right. So, all right. Matali Gallo, you had said something. You want to say what you said while we was on the thing? You got the mic?
Oh, sorry. I was just saying that, like, it makes me hate the person even more because you can tell that he don't really want to act that way, but he done probably seen some things in his life that makes him be subservient to these devils. You know what I mean? Because he, you could tell by the way he's even laughing uncomfortably. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's forcing himself to laugh like that and act that way in front of these devils. Right. Exactly. You know what I mean? So that's all I wanted to say. That it breaks my heart to see how people in that state not having that strength on them,
being afraid,
that being afraid, not being able to have the strength that we are by nature have. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Go ahead,
Atara, you want to go ahead, take the mic?
And especially for a man, like that hurts more to see that a black man has to humble himself to the oppressor like that and to force a laughter that he probably really didn't want to offer. Mm-hmm. That makes me sick. Right. That makes me sick.
We do. A lot of us do it at our jobs. Right.
And that's another reason why, like, I love this truth is because I understand, not that I understand because I'm not a man, but I empathize with my brothers who, I can only imagine being a black man in the world today. That's a hard walk. Yeah. And so I appreciate y'all.
Right. Most High in Christ. I'm gonna see if we drop a. I can't. I'm gonna see. Oh man, I can't drop one for the sister. drop a hand clap for the sister. Yeah. I don't even know where it's at.
My heart hurts so much.
Where it goes sounds. Yeah. Sounds, yeah. There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, drop your hand clap. All right, so all right, so what we got? Okay, so look, right now, do y'all see the paternalism? Right, do you see that? Right, you see that when we talking like, don't we feed you? Don't we give you, and I'm gonna read y'all. This is from Ben Tillman's The Reconstruction of White Supremacy. This is page 12. It says, slaveholders claimed to have paternal feelings for their and relations with their slaves, but they understood that it was crucial that they be feared. And they all and they understand that this is a precept of mastery. This is exactly what you have to do. Like this is something that's very, thought out. This is not something that's just, just some, like Charles Obama was bring out just, some jackbooty cats that's just out there. This is very, very sadistic. Just to even have somebody, like, just the fear that they know that he has. And still, like, they know that he's laughing, but they're okay with they know that he's not really wanting to laugh, but they're okay with him laughing because of the power that's associated with it. Right. White supremacy is not about money. It's about power. That's what the whole thing is about. People be like, well, see, it's just, long as it's just green. No, it's about power. And you don't even understand the lengths that they will go to have white supremacy on a global level, right? White supremacy is global, right? They'll go and they'll kill other world leaders off. They'll do whatever they got to do to push white supremacy. But what you got to understand is you can't come and change none of that. You can't love it all of them. You can't love somebody to be, straight, right? Because this is the way that it is. But the Lord said that he would wake us up so that we would understand it. Any more on that, Matazapa? Salakia.
I was holding 32 and 5. Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 5.
Okay.
The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
The vile person shall no more be called liberal. We get jacked up with that every goddamn 4 years. Well, I'm a liberal. I'm a Democrat.
According to the Bible, they are vile people.
Right, exactly. Look, this is what they don't understand. The party shifted because remember at one time the Democrats were the overtly racist people were the Democrats and the Republicans were the abolitionists, right? But it shifted. It shifted in the time of JFK. It shifted in the time, of Martin Luther King. And so where we shifted our thing over to the Democrats. And then it's like, you got to understand, like, why do most white people vote Republican? Right. Before most white people voted Democrat because they saw that it shifted. And you might think, like, I'm this cat I used to work with. The cat, he was one of them Eminem type dudes. He loved hip hop. Every day I seen him, he was bumping Wu-Tang, something like that. And guess who he voted for? He voted for Donald Trump. Ben Tillman was the same way. Ben Tillman had the majority of white women voted for Ben Tillman. And he wasn't even down with women's suffrage movement. But Tyler Powell went to a women's suffrage, right? When we went to a women's suffrage event, he wasn't even down with none of that, but they still voted for him. Why? Why did they still vote for him? Why did the women still vote for Donald Trump, even though they knew that he was grabbing women by the pee? Why? It's because every so often there is a person that comes along that can ignite that thing that's in the oppressor that lies dormant. So you had Donald Trump that was able to come through and he was able to wake that up in the oppressor. Right. He was able to wake that up and he became the leading candidate for the presidential, to be a presidential candidate. And then he became the president with zero experience. Right. Could you be a phlebotomist with zero experience? Could you just go and just take somebody's blood with zero experience? No. Can you work at McDonald's? Maybe you could work at McDonald's with zero experience, but you ain't getting on the grill. You ain't touching that grill. You might be able to back some orders up, but you ain't touching that grill without no experience on the grill. And so McDonald's won't even take you, and you can't even do every position in McDonald's without no experience. How can you be the leader of the free world with foreign policy and everything? And that just shows you that the reason why is because inherently America is just racist. And until you understand that, then we can't have brotherhood the way that we're supposed to have it. Because you're still trying to figure out a way to salvage something. You in the junkyard trying to salvage cars that's already been junked already. You in there telling me, there's still a good radiator in here. Maybe I can start it up. Oh man, look, this still got some good tires on it. You go ahead. Hold on, me unmute you. Hold on.
So I could, even if I was just thinking about the phrase you just said, the leader of the free world. Even that's a misnomer because we're not free here. Like they got a nation of people that's in slavery, don't even know it.
Right, but remember, and just to your point, the world that they're talking about is their world. The leader of the free world, not the nigga world. He the leader of the free world, free people. We have that we have liberty. We got liberty. We can, you could go to the store, you could ride around, you can go state to state. Ain't nobody gonna stop you. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have freedom. Right? Because remember that paternalistic thing, that paternalistic relationship that we had. And that man, I wish I could find that class by General Muhammad when he broke that down. It's like, matter of fact, I do have it. I do have the class. I do have it. I got it in my light joint. And he talked about how, that paternalistic relationship that we have with them. And when you run like a cop, when a cop, what a cop killed, the cop shoots you in your back while the cop beats you, or beats you down when you run away. Because to him, it's like you running from the belt. You running from the belt and you got the nerve to make me run when I'm just trying to sit under this overpass and just, get some, have sex with a prostitute occasionally. Go ahead.
We all just heard it in the Salaki. And we all just heard it come up in a way in the Ahmaud Arbery trial when the lady was like, they told him to stop running or whatever, however she phrased that, and he wouldn't stop and he just kept running like we're supposed to just obey automatically.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. And this is and you know why the reason why they believe that you should just stop automatically is because of our leadership. They degrade us so much, and because they degrade us so much, it's like we don't have any value. So yeah, any white man that tell you to stop, you should stop.
Right, but that's why you have to watch who you decide to follow.
Right,
there's plenty of leaders out here. They could be good, be bad, but that's why you got to watch who you follow, because there is an Israelite group out here who said that Trayvon Martin got killed because he was rebellious, because this ordinary devil said stop and he didn't stop. So now any devil say stop, you have to just stop dead in your tracks and listen to him for whatever reason. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But because he didn't do that and he got killed in the process, it's not the white man's fault. It was his fault for being rebellious against the oppressor. So you got to be careful, who you listen to out here, man.
Right. And I'm gonna make a part 2 to this class or whatever. I'm gonna make a part 2. And we're gonna reconstruct. You know what I mean? We're gonna reconstruct it, because what Ben Tillman understood was that he had to reconstruct white supremacy, because they lost it. They lost it, but they lost a element of it. The element that they lost was the fact that niggas they didn't have to be on the plantation. You see what I'm saying? So he spent his life trying to get it back. And we see today that you have politicians that's still out there fighting to get it back the way it was. Make America great again. Yeah, make America great again. That's what it's about. Making America great again. And what do you have? These shucking jiving niggas like Candace Owens. Who the other one?
The one that you say might be the next vice president.
Yeah, come on.
What's his name? I forget his.
I'm thinking of this one with the that be wearing the hat, eating this little gay dude. He was
I hate that dude.
I hate him.
Mm-hmm.
This one's like a congressman or something.
Mm-hmm.
I forget who he was.
Yeah, how many people we got in there?
It's 22 people. 22.
All right, yeah, we loading it up.
Right.
Y'all got any questions or what? What's up? All right. Yeah, check it out. Ben Tillman, man, the reconstruction of red supremacy. You can get it on Amazon right now. And he would always, try to appear to be, the victim. And that's what they do a lot. They try to make themselves out to be the victim. Right? They always try to do that, right?
Play both sides.
I'm trying to figure out a way to say it without, to try to be, politically correct on this joint. But at the same time, it's like, what we got to understand is that the oppressor's woman is just as devoted to, white supremacy as the husband is. The whole reason for feminism and all of that, the whole reason for feminism and all of those different things is because, what's his name?
Tim Scott.
Tim Scott.
Who that?
That's the one with the hat.
That's the black guy.
Let me see. I got to see if that's
the
him.
black guy that I'm thinking about.
Oh, no. Tim Scott is the one that Donald Trump left hanging.
That Donald Trump. Come on.
No, I ain't talking about him.
Oh, but he's a
goofy. He's goofy.
Go ahead.
Is it Paris? Denard?
Let me see.
The homosexual looking guy.
He a little dude that be eating, and he was at one of the presidential things, and he was dancing, and they had the rest of the coon Negroes right there. They had their own little section. So when Donald Trump looks out into the crowd, he knows where them Negroes is at. That's why they keep them all together like that. That's my Du Bois.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. So what we got to understand is that, going to, the oppressor's woman is not the way to go. That's not the way. That's not having brotherhood and sisterhood either. That's not the way to go. And we got to understand that, okay, you think just because, she's the oppressor's woman that she ain't got nothing to do with white supremacy. It's all about him. And that's not what it's about. She is just about as serious about it as he is himself. It's like okay, I'll give you an example. Feminism. The feminist movement is they just want their piece of white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna sit back on forever and let their men just be able to bask in the benefits of it. They want some of it too. And guess what? They use our women too. They like the fact that you got a loud mouth. They like the fact that you could be, they like the way that you could be sassy, right? All of those things that they like, those attributes that they like, because they know that you just, you a big talker, right? And you hot stuff. And they use our women every time. Put you out on the front line to push abortion. Put you out on the front line to talk about we don't need no man. When they understand that their men is where their power lies at. And until we understand that, we ain't going, you know what I mean? We the only nation that say that. That, the man ain't nothing. I don't need a man. And you ain't going nowhere without the men. The women can't elevate above the men, to get in regards to getting free. You can't do it. And the men, we're the women. We ain't going nowhere without you either. So what you got to do is you got to get in order. Get in line. The men, you got to get in line too. Get in line. Get in here. Learn how to be a soldier. Learn how to, take care of your household. You understand? Because without that, you ain't going to have nothing.
Right.
The dude name is Terrence K. Williams. Terrence K. Williams. That's who I'm thinking about. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That guy right there.
Yeah.
He's my Stephen A.
Yeah. Stephen A. Oh, yeah.
Nah, yeah, but Paris Denard I know who you're talking about Paris Denard. I see the pictures right here.
Oh, okay.
Feminine.
Yeah, he's very feminine.
You got to pick up the mic. Pick up the mic if you want to say something.
I'm sorry.
Terrence K. Williams.
Yeah,
he got a lot of videos out.
Yeah,
a lot of videos out.
And the Hodge twins
bashing black people.
The Hodge twins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I hate those niggas. But you know, it's going to be a day when we're not going to have to, you know, we're not going to have to sell out to, you know, try to be a part of this system. All right, Matata Pot, could you give me Romans 13:11, please? All right, come on. We about to. So if anybody got any questions, man, look, y'all let me know. This is going to be part 1. All right.
Romans,
so
right? Next
next time I'm up, which will probably be next Thursday. You know what I mean? I'm going to go into part 2 of the reconstruction of white supremacy, paternalism, brotherhood or paternalism, brotherhood and sisterhood over paternalism.
What was the scripture?
13:11 Romans.
Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Right. Now it's time for you to wake up. You know, because a lot of times we love to say sleep. You got to understand, like, the gravy train is rolling right now. It's rolling, man. You know what? Look, you got the oppressor's woman. She trying to get in on that. She trying to get on a piece of the pie. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she ain't trying to be the mistress no more. She ain't trying to just be the side, you know, the one that ain't saying nothing. She trying to get her piece of it now too. And we got to wake up and understand that. Brothers got to start to realize that, you know, you need to be with a black woman, a Hispanic woman. You know what I'm saying? You need to be with a Native Indian. That's what you need to be with. You don't need to be with, you know, what you would consider exotic.
That's right.
These guys got to realize and understand that we at war. And they love it. They love the fact that we don't know and we sleep. They love the fact that we don't consider, you know, our best interests over everything. They love the fact that we don't want to prioritize, you know, us first over everybody. They love that. Right. And they can always keep you like this. Don't we give you Nikes? Didn't we give you Juneteenth? And you like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Didn't we take the statues down? The reconstruction of white supremacy is covert. It's covert now. That's the point of the book. The book is the reconstruction, meaning that it was constructed, but it had to change to be reconstructed. And now it's being reconstructed. It's changing. It's all the way changing. You think racism ain't gonna be on the metaverse? You think you gonna racism is different now. You know, Facebook is you know, Facebook jail. That's what it's about now. You get out of line and say something that the algorithm, the computer don't like. Damn, they made the computers racist. Mm-hmm. Say something the computer don't like. And you'll be in metaverse jail where you won't be able to log on with your headset.
They're gonna actually have your avatar in jail. Like, he's gonna be behind bars when you log in.
And so this is you know, the things that, you know, we got to get in our brain, man. I'm going to be talking about it more, you know, I'll be on next Thursday, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, and I'm going to be bringing it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be bringing it. You know, we got down here, we got more books. We got new books. We got more classes coming. You know what I'm saying? We had to take that time to, you know, regroup. You know, we started running through all these damn books. But now we get more. You know what I'm saying? Our topics are going to get more and more increased as we go along. And, you know, Lord allow, y'all brothers is here to be able to receive it. Take these classes, take the scriptures, take all the information that I got, and do your own class. We got this is the book that I came out of, Ben Tillman and the Reconstruction of White Supremacy by Stephen Kentrovitz. You can get it on Amazon. I think it's about $40. $39.95. Yeah, $39.95. Also, this is a good book right here. Slave Breeding, Sex, Violence, and Memory in African American History by Gregory D. Smithers. That's also good too. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be here, getting it on. All right. And with that being said, I'm gonna turn the class over to Precinct Officer Mataziala.
You got the Joan. You might as well use that with Taziana. The green.
All right, UPK security announcements. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means tenth in Hebrew, Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest fund was a free will offering for the priests, not mandatory, whatever amount you like to donate. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the Feast of Purim, which is Monday, the 14th of February, and Tuesday, the 15th of February. You can read more about it in Esther 9:20-31.
Are we still in the Feast of Dedication?
And we're still in the Feast of Dedication.
It ends. When does it end?
It ends. It's for 8 days. It says it started November 28th, and for 8 days. It says it don't have an end date here, but it's for 8 days. So
Monday.
Next week, Khan. So you are to be still burning your candles for 8 days when you have class. All right. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that being said, Amijah, which means stand, men of Israel. Amijah Shabbat. Amijah Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah. Yazmatah. SARS means to turn. Sisters Amijah. Give sister a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amijah Shabbat. Amijah Barak. Yahweh Shemar Atham B'Hashem Yahushua. Yazmatah. Class dismissed.